guys, welcome back to this tutorials on food delivery app with React Native and Firebase. In the previous video, I've shown exactly what we're going to build, and in this video we'll begin coding this application. But before we start coding, I just want to mention that I'll be using Visual Studio Code as my code editor, and if you're using any other code editor, it's still okay. We're still gonna be able to work together. Some of you are using Xcode and all that, it's still fine. And also I must mention that I'll be developing with React Native CLI. So my development environment will be React Native CLI, and some are using Expo. It's still gonna be okay. I'll be showing wherever there's a difference. So whenever there is a need for different library installation, I will be guiding with that as well. And finally, the operating system that I'll be developing for is Android, and some are developing for iOS. I'll be putting more emphasis on Android, and I'll be also guiding for iOS. We're going to initialize our project. You can open your code editor. In my case, I've opened my Visual Studio Code, and go to the terminal and initialize a React Native project by tapping React Native init, and then the name of your project. In my case, I'll put Express Food, and then press the enter button. This will begin initializing your project. I'll pause this video and resume when my project is finished initializing. My project is done initializing. I'm going to cd inside the project that I've created. It's going to be cd express food, and then I'm going to launch it. Okay, this is the Express Food project that I've created. I'm just going to make some space for it. At the same time, I have my emulator running. Normally React Native comes with an example project, so you should have this example project, and if that is okay and everything is right, we're going to quickly install some libraries. The first library that we're going to install, it's called React Native Elements. As I've previously said in the other video, that library will help us create the UI quickly. So I want you to open your browser. You're going to open your browser and go to Google. I'm just going to launch my browser as well. Go to Google and tap React Native Element. You should have a website called reactnativeelement.com. Go to that website and go to docs and get started. You should have the installation procedure for this library. So the first one is to install. Copy that npm install React Native Element and go back to your terminal and paste it there and press the enter key to install it. And this library is installing right now. I'm going to pause this video and resume it when the installation of this library is done. I have successfully installed React Native Element, and I assume you have also installed that library. I'm gonna go back to that website. The next thing that we're going to do is you can scroll down. So copy that React Native vector icons library and go back to your terminal, paste it there and press the enter key, and this will begin installing. Again, I'm going to pause this video and resume it when this library installation is done. I have successfully installed React Native vector icons. As you can see, found 0 vulnerabilities. So I have successfully installed the React Native vector icon library. I want you to go back to the React Native element website again. Go back to that website and scroll down. We need to link this dependency. So copy React Native link React Native vector icons. You can copy that and go back to your terminal and paste it and press the enter key to install the library, and this will begin linking uh, the React Native vector icon library. It has successfully linked the vector icons. Now go again back to React Native element website and scroll down. We also need to install React Native safe area context. This is a dependency of React Native element, so you have to make sure this is also installed. Otherwise, for some component, you're gonna be getting errors. So copy that and go back to your terminal, paste it and press the enter key. This will begin installing. I'm going to pause again this video for a while and resume it as soon as this installation is done. Okay, React Native safe area context is successfully installed. I want you to go back again to that website, React Native element website. You need to also link this library as we did with vector icons. So copy React Native link React Native safe area context, copy that and go back to your terminal and paste it and press enter to link the library. And finally, I want you to also install React Native Animatable. Go back to the browser and Google, open your Google and type React Native Animatable. You can go to their GitHub repository and I want you to copy this. You can see React npm install React Native Animatable. Copy that and go back to your terminal and paste it and press the enter key to begin the installation. So the reason why we're installing React Native Animatable, let me show you. Just look at my emulator at your right hand and let me log out this application for now. This library will help us with doing small animation very quickly. For example, if you go to login page, if I press on the password text input, you'll see that these two icons get animated. So that the animation that we're going to achieve with React Native Animatable. You can see those two icons at the left and the right, they slide in from left. So we're going to use React Native Animatable to achieve this. So, and by the way, this is the screen that we will begin coding today. We're going to code this screen, and after coding the UI, we're also going to code the backend, which is handled by Firebase. So we're going to code the authentication with email and password, and after that we're gonna call the authentication with Facebook, and finally we're gonna call the authentication with Google. So while this library is installing, I want you to go to your project folder, and inside this project folder I want you to create a folder called source. You're going to call src. So this is where I'm going to put all my project files, all my screens, component, and everything will be inside this folder. And inside this folder I want you to create another folder. You call it screens. Also I want you to create another folder. You call it component. This is where we're going to save all our components, and all our screens will be saved in the screen folder. And I also want you to create another folder. You call it global. In this global folder we're going to save everything that is globally how can I say, coded. For example, styles that are used in many screens, we're going to save all those styles in this global file, and parameters of our applications that are at a global level, we're going to be saving them in this global folder as well. And inside the component folder I want you to create a file. You call it header.js, and inside the global file I want you to create a file. You call it stars.js as well. So we have created two files, and if you look at my terminal you can see that React Native Animatable installation is complete. It's successfully done, and we're going to launch our emulator. Let me kill this one first. We're going to launch our project. I want you to run your project by typing npx React Native run Android. This will launch your application on the emulator. You can press the enter button. And while our project is being built, I want you to go to the header file, and in here we're going to import some libraries. Of course, the first one is going to be React. Import React from React. Sorry, this is just coming to import React from React. And also we're going to import some component from React Native. So we're going to import view text style sheet dimensions, all from React Native. And after this I want us to create a functional component. So as you can see, this is the header file. So we're trying to create this header. If you look at my emulator, we have a orange header with a title called my account, and with a left arrow which is the go back arrow. So we need to create this header, and we're going to create a functional component. Going to type export default function, we call it header, and this will return some JSX, retain, it's gonna be a view. You can save that header component that we're busy creating, and I want you to go to the style folder inside the global I want you to go to the style file inside the global folder. I'm inside the style file, and this is under global folder in my source component, in my source folder. And you can look at my emulator. I have the React Native example project running. That means everything is fine. And inside the styles file, I want you to create some styles. The first one, we're gonna call it colors. This is where we're gonna put all our colors. That means colors that are used in different screens at a global level. We want to save all those colors here, and this is a very efficient way to do it, because in the future, if we want to change the color of our application, we won't have to go through each screen changing the colors. We're just gonna come in this folder, and in this file we change the color, and that will change the whole application. So we can tap export const colors, and this will take an object. So I'm going to paste some colors that I've created already. I'm just copying some colors and gonna paste them in here. You can tap these colors, you can pause the video and tap these colors as well. These are colors that I've made previously, and I want us to create another object of styles. You can export it as well, export const, and this one call it parameters. It's also an object, and the first one we just gonna say header height, give it 50. Okay, let's keep it 50 for now, and save that file, and go back to the header component, and let me just see what we're busy building on my emulator. This is what we're creating. We're creating our sign-in page or sign-in screen, and let's create first a style at the bottom here. Let's call it const styles equal style sheet dot create, and this will take an object, and the first style that we're going to create the style for this header. We just call it header. So we're going to give it a background color. We have the back, if you see the emulator, the header is orange, so we're going to pass a background color of orange, and this we're going to take it from our global styles. So this will be, we will first need to import that. Go at the top of your file, import, open the bracket, colors, as well as parameters, from global styles. Once you import that, then you can use here colors dot buttons. You can see that the header and the button have got the same color. That's why I'm using header dot buttons. And before that, you can see we have two items that are aligned into a row. So we have to give this header a style of a flex direction of row. Give it row, not flex base, it's flex direction. We pass a row to it, and height, we pass parameters dot header height, and then we go to the view inside our header function. Style equal to styles dot header, and save that, and then go back to your app.js file. Open your app.js file, and inside your app.js file, delete everything that is there. You can just select all and delete everything. I want to open the emulator so you see what will be happening. If you have deleted everything, import again React from React, and we're going to import some component from React Native. The first one, of course, is view and text, and style sheet, all from React Native. And we're going to export a component. Create export, it's gonna be default function app. This must retain some JSX. You can give it a view, and let's create some styles as well for this. Const styles equal to styles sheet dot create. We pass an object, and let's say container, and this is gonna be an object. We give it a flex of 1. That means we want to use the entire screen, and come on top, styles, pass a styles to this, and I say styles.container, and then inside here we're going to import the header which we've created. You can see this giving me a suggestion to import that header here, and then close. So you should have your header imported on the top there. You can see I've imported header from source slash component slash header, and then save that, and let's see what happened on our emulator. Apparently nothing is happening. Let me just give it some time. Saying flex direction. Okay, I did spell the flex direction with an error. Go back to my header. You see that I've misspelled this. This is supposed to be direction. So I'm just gonna save again that. There was a spelling error. Now we have the orange color for our header, as we have in our application here. You can see we have orange there, and now we have that orange as well. So things are beginning to look good, and we can see at the top we have a status bar which is gray, but we need to get our status bar to be orange as well. So to achieve that, inside this app file, going to pass a status bar component, and to do this you have first to import it from React Native. Status bar, and then on top of your header put the status bar component. Status bar and close the tag. And we're going to pass some props to this component. The first one is bar style. And this you pass to it light content, and then we need to give it also a background color. For background color, we're going to import again our global styles. Import colors from here. It's gonna be dot source dot global and styles. So we've imported our global colors, and I want to add, because you might need to change the status bar color later in this application. So go to your global styles file and put status bar, and this should have the same color as the buttons, so just copy that. In future we might need to change this, but for now it's okay. And then save and go back to your app.js, and background color we're going to pass colors dot status bar. Sorry, this is not an object, this we're passing props, and this should be inside the bracket. Sorry for this. Okay, this should be fine. And then save. Now you have the status bar color as well changed, and now we need to add the arrow, the back arrow, as well as the title, which is my account. So to achieve this, we're gonna go back to our header component, and first we're going to import icons. Import icon from React Native element, and then insert here you call, let's first create a view, and inside this view we call the icon, and close the tag. And for these icons we're going to pass some props to it. The first one is the type. The type will be the material element, material community, and we also have to pass the name prop, and this will be arrow left. We're going to pass the color prop, and this will be colors dot we give it let me go back to the styles first. We need to create the color for this. You can say header text, and this should be white for now, and then go back to your header component and then put header text there, because as you could see, the reason why I'm putting header text, it's because the header text will be always having the same color as the icon. It's white and white, so we can use the same but you can change, you can put whatever you think it's fine for you. And we need to pass the size props as well. Size will be equal to, can give it 28, and can also have some event listeners. For example, can have on press event, and then we can open the bracket. We leave it empty for now. And also we need to create another, we need our, this is the icon. We need to create this element, the text, the title. So we need to open another view. And in this view, we call the text component. And here we're gonna dynamically pass this data. We're gonna pass a prop to this component. And we say title on top. And then this will be receiving the prop of title. And we need to give some stars to this. Stars equal to stars dot, can say header text, stars dot header text. And let me see if we need to create that header text stars here. Header text. Sorry, this is not, it's supposed to be header. It's an object, and pass the color to it, and need to pass a comma there. And the colors we take from the global colors. Colors dot, can say header text again. And then font size we can pass 22, and font weight we can give it a bold. And we can save this, and let me just open my emulator. We have the arrow there, which is looking good. Now we need to pass the title. You can go to your app.js. Inside your component, we pass a string to this title. You can say it's equal to my account. So we should have my account now. Okay, we have there my account, and we need to change the flex direction of this. We go back to the header, and let's see why is the flex direction looking so. Okay, I put this on the wrong place. I should take this out of this icon view, give it a separate view. So this should sort the problem, because we have a raw flex direction already. Now sir, I want to change the header height. I can go to my styles, my global styles. Instead of 50, I'll give it 40. And that's looking good. That is looking good. And go back to my header file. Go to the styles. And I want to to pass some margin to the header text. Say margin left. I'm going to pass it some, let's say 30, and that is beginning to look fine. And also the icon, you can pass some styles to this view. Styles, you can say padding, or at least margin left. You can give it 20. So this is beginning to look good for our header, and I just want to open the app to see. This is beginning to look good. I can see this video is becoming too long. I'm going to end it, and we're gonna continue in the next video. Thank you for watching, and if you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, take care and bye bye.